Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm going to do another video here on my channel, and this time I'm going to be talking about the next Call of Duty and whether it should be on just the new consoles that are coming out, like the PS4 and the Xbox 720, or it should be on both the Xbox 360 and the Xbox 720, the PS3 and the PS4.
Capture the objectives.
So, yeah. First off, it would make sense, sort of like what Assassin's Creed 3 or 4 or whatever we're on now, 5, Black Flag. It would make sense to have it on both consoles, current consoles and next-gen consoles, just because not everybody is going to buy the new console right away, so sales for these new games that are coming out, if they're only on next-gen consoles, they're not going to be as high as if it was for both. Then it'd be higher. So it would make sense for them to be on both. And when I first thought of this, I thought it was going to be sort of like a simple solution, and yes, it should be on both consoles, but it's not that simple. So basically, if there's going to be if you have a new computer, if you have a good computer compared to a bad computer, let's take a YouTube video. So, well, if you have a good computer, you can watch videos in 1080p without it lagging or anything, just because your computer can handle all those graphics and everything, and it can process it all. But if you have, let's say, a Windows XP computer, you're trying to watch a 1080p video, it'll probably lag and you won't be able to watch it in 1080p just because your computer won't be able to handle it. It won't be able to handle all the graphics and process it all. So it'd be sort of like that if if they put it on both and they took the graphics from they build the game on the next gen console, but it's basically they just take the graphics and sort of put them on a current console. It would make the current console lag, and it'd pretty much be unplayable just because it was all built for the next gen console. So yeah, I thought it would just be like, okay, why don't it's just it would be just basically like changing the quality on a YouTube video. So if your computer can't handle a 1080p video on YouTube, downgrade the quality, make it in 420p or 480p, sorry, or 720p, and that usually makes your computer not lag because it doesn't have as many pixels and everything to process and to render. So I thought it was gonna be like that. So why don't they just build it all for the next gen console, then just take all the graphics and sort of downgrade them from, let's say, the next gen consoles, the graphics are going to be in 1080p, why don't they just downgrade them to 720p or 480p for the current consoles? So I thought it was going to be like that, and that all these new games should be for both, but think about it. On PC, if you play Battlefield 3 on PC, some lobbies you can get into, from what I've heard, you can play a team of 64 versus 64, so that's 128 people in one lobby. So on Call of Duty, you can only get I think it's 8 people. I'm not sure, I don't play Ground War, but you can have, I think, up to 12 or 16 or something like that people in a lobby at one time. So that means like 6 or 8 people on a team at one time. So that's why you can only play, I think you can only play like 16 on a team in Battlefield 3 on the console, is because PCs, they can handle it more, and yeah, so consoles, the current consoles just aren't built for that. So next gen consoles and games, they are making bigger and bigger maps. So you can't put, if like a map is super huge, you're gonna have to have some pretty decent hardware to render all that, like render all the pixels, process the whole map, and all the sound and everything coming from the map, and just everything on the map. You're gonna have to have some pretty decent hardware, but yeah, so just imagine like some really, like I said, a high quality video put onto an old computer. It won't be able to run it. So like if you take a huge map and put it on like a huge map for a next gen console and put it on a current console, it'll lag. And so, you know, if you buy a game on a current console, you know, maybe it won't have those as big maps, and it won't have all those things that next-gen consoles will have. So, sort of like how you can play 64 versus 64 on Battlefield 3 on PC, you can only play like 16 versus 16 on console, just because PCs can handle it more, and current consoles can't. So, it'd be sort of like that. So if you were to buy, let's say the next Call of Duty for Xbox 360, you would probably get cut from a lot of the maps. So you wouldn't be able to play the really big maps. You'd only be able to play certain maps. And I can pretty much guarantee that in the next Call of Duty, the maps, they're not going to be the same size that they are now. So probably like in Black Ops 2. I'm not sure what the largest map is, but let's take Aftermath. So on the next gen console, a map like Aftermath would be pretty much like Nuketown. So it'd be really tiny compared to these huge maps that are going to be in the next Call of Duty. So if you were to play Call of Duty, the next Call of Duty on an Xbox 360, you wouldn't be able to play these really big maps, and most of the maps are going to be big, so you'd only be able to play a few maps. So why limit yourself to only a few maps when you can have all these huge maps? So, you know, I'm not sure what Call of Duty would do for this and what game developers would do. So like with graphics, they can just downgrade the quality for current consoles, but the maps and everything, you can't. You would have to just cut the maps entirely for current consoles. So yeah, I'm not sure if this made sense. I bet some of this didn't make sense to some of you guys. It made sense to me. Hopefully I did a good job explaining it, but yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to give this video a rating. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.